Andrew and I are two kids from New York. And when you think about it, Andrew, his brother, and I had three of them. And brothers fight. You know, many people don't know because I got my tooth fixed, but my brother threw me to the sidewalk and chipped my tooth when I was a little boy. But when families are attacked, brothers come together. They understand that you have to protect the family. And immigrant families are under attack in this city. Working class people are under attack. African Americans and Hispanic families are under attack. Italian and Irish families are under attack. When you give the finger to a statue that's representative to the Italian community, you're saying you don't give a damn. When you tell Jewish residents that you need globalized intifada, you're saying you don't care. When you go after communities and state that you're going to raise their taxes because of their ethnicity, that's what black and brown communities are going through right now. Taxes are higher in their community because of what was done. We're not going backwards, folks. And so this was a grueling time. And yes, am I angry that I'm not the one taking down Zoran, the socialist and the communist? You're darn right I am. But you know what? The city means more to me than anything. And it is time for us as a family to come together. New York can't be Europe, folks. I don't know what is wrong with people. You see what's playing out in other countries because of Islamic extremism. Not Muslims, let's not mix this up. But those Islamic extremisms that are burning churches in Nigeria, that are destroying communities in Germany, that have taken over the logical thinkings. And that's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for the family of New York. That's why I'm here today to endorse Andrew Cuomo to be part of this fight. And I'm going to give it my all these next few days to make sure that black and brown communities specifically who have believed there's nothing at stake in this election for them. It is. When you empty out 3,000 people in Rikers Island who preyed on these communities, that's at stake. When you state that you don't believe small property owners have the right to charge a moderate rent, that's at stake. When you lie and state that you can freeze rent, you can't freeze rent in NYCHA, you can't freeze rent in Mitchell Ahmed, you can't freeze rent in market rate housing, you can't freeze rent, but you are lying and telling people you could do so. We're fighting against a snake oil salesman that has sold us a bill of goods. And who is his base of support? Gentrifiers. Gentrifiers have raised the rent in the city and disrespected communities for far too long, and he's the king of the gentrifiers. This is going to be a raw, buckle fight on the streets, one block at a time, one building at a time, and we're ready to take it on. And that's why I'm here today. So yes, while you criticize Andrew and you called him names, you know what, and he called me names. But you know what? Now it's time to fight for the family. And I'm going to fight for the family with Andrew Cuomo as the next mayor of the city of New York.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, Cuomo. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First, I want to thank Mayor Adams for his support, but more than for his support, the mayor put his own ambition aside because he cares more about New York City. And he believes Zoran is an existential threat to New York City. And we all have to do our best to make sure that Zoran does not become the next mayor. And the mayor put his own personal ambition and ego aside to make sure he's doing everything he can to make sure that New York remains New York. And I applaud him for that, and I have great respect for that. And the mayor is exactly right. We've known each other a long time. Mayor served in the Senate, I was governor, we worked together for many years. We are from the same family. We are Democrats. We are Democrats. And we've been Democrats all our lives. My father was a Democrat. This is a democratic city with a democratic tradition. And Zoran is not a Democrat. Democratic socialist is a different thing. It shouldn't even have the word democratic in front of it. They are socialists. Look up the platform of the Democratic Socialists of America. It has nothing to do with the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party believes in public safety, believes in law and order. We don't believe the NYPD is a bunch of racists and wicked and corrupt and a threat to public safety. We believe we need more police officers. David Dinkins, Mayor David Dinkins, a great Democrat. What did he do when he took over New York City and there was a crime problem? He hired more police. That's what Democrats do. Democrats do not propose anti-Semitic policies. Democrats have stood with Israel always as an ally. That's what Democrats do. Democrats are not anti-corporate, anti-business. Democrats want to produce jobs, opportunity for people. That's what Democrats do. Zoran called Barack Obama evil and a liar. We think Barack Obama was a great Democratic president. Zoran didn't support Kamala Harris against Trump. He was part of the Leave It Blank party. We supported Kamala Harris against Trump because we are Democrats. And this city is about Democrats. And this city is about caring for all of its people. Democrats are also uniters, not dividers. And there's been too much division from Zoran's campaign. You've seen it with the Jewish community. Mayor's right. You've seen it with the Italian-American community giving the Christopher Columbus statue the finger. That the Italians would say is un disgraziato. That's what the Italians would say. We've seen it with the LGBTQ community, where he smiles in pictures with people who oppose the LGBTQ community, have proposed laws that makes it illegal to be a member of the LGBTQ community. That's not what the Democratic Party is all about. And we're going to make sure New Yorkers know what's at stake. This is the future of New York City is at stake. If you don't respect law and order and the police, you're going to see crime go up. You see crime go up, you're going to see people in this community suffer. You're anti-business, anti-corporation. You want to penalize corporations, penalize wealth. You're going to see more people leave New York. You're going to see less revenue for New York. This will decide the future of New York City. And that's why we're going to do everything we can to make sure New Yorkers know what's at stake. I thank the mayor. I thank him for supporting me. I thank him more for supporting the Democratic Party and for his love of New York City and New Yorkers. Thank you.
Andrew, you've shown some concern. You've shown some concern in recent days about what.
Hold on. Oh, we gonna answer your question. What you find, and you know, and I spoke to Andrew about it, and I spoke to others about it. The difference. How you doing, Jackie? The difference between our campaigns is, you see, with this loud person, this is the nasty attitude of many of Zoran's supporters. They come into communities, they think they have the only voice, they're disrespectful, they're nasty, they're rude. This is what we have witnessed. They want to yell and scream. Go hold your own press conference. We're here communicating a mission and a voice. You don't see us doing that at their press conference. Go hold your own press conference and stop being a numerical minority and think you're going to overshout people who are in this community. That's the same energy of a gentrifier. Disrespectful, mean, nasty, don't respect the communities they're in. What she needs to do is shut up and let us finish our press conference and doing what we're doing.
Andrew, you've shown some concern this week that if Curtis Leawood doesn't drop out, for your chances, you've shown concern for your chances. Now that the mayor's endorsing you, what kind of ground do you think you can make up with his base of support?
Look, I think New Yorkers vote, I win. New Yorkers vote, I win. New Yorkers reject this socialism, reject division. If New Yorkers vote, I win. What we want to do is just make sure New Yorkers know how important this election is and what's at stake, and get New Yorkers up and out to vote. That's it.
Governor, on the radio this morning,
One at a time. I'm sorry, say it again.
This morning on the radio, you said, God forbid there's another 9/11. And the co-host said, referring to Mr. Mamdani, he'd be cheering. Your response to that was a chuckle and then, well, that's another thing. Mr. Mamdani has said that your comments were Islamophobic and disgusting.
Yeah, everything is out. First of all, I didn't make that comment. There was no co-host. It was a radio show that I was on. I was not the co-host of the radio show. I was, yeah. The host said whatever the host said. All right, that's the host. Go talk to the host about that. I said about 9/11, that's another problem, referring to what I have said repeatedly, which is I have a problem with the fact that Zoran pals around with Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11. Right. I did a press conference with Wendy and Sal Turturcio. Sal is dying from 9/11 illness. 10,000 New Yorkers have 9/11 illness. 3,000 died on 9/11. You want to say America deserved 9/11? You insult all the families of all the people. You insult all the families of all the victims of 9/11, of all the victims of 9/11 illness. It is an insult to all New Yorkers. I did a press conference weeks ago and asked him to denounce that statement, and he refused. He refused. That is an insult to New Yorkers. And yes, I have a problem with that.
One at a time. Wait, hold on. We're going to do this one at a time or we're bouncing. Y'all not going to be yelling all over the place at me. We're going to do it one at a time, and I'm only doing a few more, and I'm going. I said what I had to say.
Last question, guys.
You have seen some lost ground among the Hispanic community. Do you think this alliance will help? The mayor is very popular among the Hispanic community, so are you. But Mr. Mamdani has gained some ground within the Hispanic community. How do you think this alliance will help?
I think, look, New Yorkers just need to hear the truth and the facts, you know. They've been mesmerized by TikTok videos and tweets and productions. Let them know the facts. And when they know the facts, we're going to get the Latino vote, we're going to get the black vote, we're going to get the white vote, we're going to get every New Yorker who's a real New Yorker.
Mr. Cuomo, do you offer Mayor Adams anything in return?
Don't even answer
Love.
that, Carrie. That's a Carrie.
Love.
Ignore him. Ignore him.
You used to say that Andrew Cuomo ruined the careers of black politicians. Do you still believe that? Do you still believe that? Is he still a snake and a liar?
Why did you laugh? Mr. Mayor!
So I'm not down to divide people, which is why we're here to call him.